Climate change is proving to be detrimental for Papua New Guinea's tuna stock. Research carried out by the Pacific community and their partners using complex modeling shows spatial shifts in the tuna stocks away from Papua New Guinea waters.
We do have some work that's ongoing at SPC in collaboration with one of our partners, research partners in Europe, trying to quantify the effects of climate change, mainly by understanding the environmental influences on the way tuna move and distribute themselves, and also how it affects their spawning habitat. And so coupling that with an understanding of how climate change might influence those environmental variables, so how climate change might influence sea surface temperature, currents, primary productivity, etc. We can couple that information together and produce predictions of what will happen with tuna. So we've gone through that process and continue to enhance those models to try and understand what might happen in the future. Generally what we're seeing is spatial shifts in the tuna stocks towards the east into the central Pacific. In the case of albacore, also an expansion to the south. So yeah, some of these things are quite subtle. It's driven quite a lot by just the change in sea surface temperature and how that impacts the spawning habitat of the fish. But it's also about where primary productivity occurs and how the currents might change with climate change impacts and the weakening of the currents that push productive water from the Central Pacific to the Western Pacific. And if that weakens, then that might, or our models predict, that will cause the tuna stocks to distribute closer to the productive waters in the Eastern and the Central Pacific.
Tuna is a highly migratory species, and large-scale changes in ocean climate are forcing the stock out of PNG's exclusive economic zone. The effects of the El Niño weather pattern also result in eastwards displacement of tuna. So many fish are finding new homes in the waters of Kiribati. Liane Jurari, National EMTV News, Manila.